Good morning. Today I'm going to talk about what I've learned over the last 7.5 years on this journey with being God's beloved, pursuing God and submitting my life fully to God. The process of doing that and experiencing life in a completely new way. What I noticed was most recovery is focused on a fear-based behavioral modification, or the exterior, focusing on the exterior of trying to behave in a certain way in order to conform to different things in your life. And I believe the way that Christ teaches, John teaches, Paul teaches is so different. It's rooted in the fact, the root is the love of God. And that changes the motive of why we do the things we do. It's a love-based heart transformation, which then turns into behavior change rather than trying to change the behavior in order to become right, to experience love and acceptance from others. Instead of rooting yourself in the love of God and then being changed by the beauty of who He is and your relationship with Him, then all of a sudden the behavior changes, it follows. But when it's fear-based, we can do that in our own will for quite a while, or at least I could. But it was not love-based, it was fear-based, and fear is rooted in me, in what I can do. I'm always trying to attain love and acceptance from the outside in, rather than being overwhelmed by the love of God and knowing who I am and whose I am, which changes me from the inside out. Everything, I believe, is rooted in the love of God and understanding His great love for His children. And His desire for you is to walk in freedom, and yet we can choose to walk in bondage or go back into bondage each and every day. But that's our choice. He has love for us and His desire for us. I think of my own children, that they have their own free will. My desire as a loving parent is for them to walk in the most amount of joy and peace and harmony with everyone, and yet they can choose the path that they're going to go down, just like we can, day by day. And then if I fall short in some way, I'm not hearing God saying, you're condemned in that moment, but rather, look at my child. Why are you doing that? There's a better way to live. It's coming from a place of love. It says here, God's love and ours. Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. This is how God showed His love among us. He sent His one and only Son into the world that we might live through Him. This is love, not that we love God, but He loved us and sent His Son as an atoning sacrifice for our sins. Dear friends, since God has so loved us, we also ought to love one another. No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us, and His love is made complete in us. I love that. His love is made complete in us. So the idea is experiencing God's love, pursue God's love, understand God's love, be changed by God's love, instead of us being rooted in ourselves and trying to just change our behavior in order to conform, in order to experience love and acceptance from others. That's the difference. So what I've seen in guys in our group, we've had over 500 guys come through, when that penny drops into the slot, and then all of a sudden it becomes real, and I could see their life being completely transformed. Behavioral modification can change the behavior for a period of time, but the love of God can transform the heart, and their life will never be the same. They'll be completely changed. They'll be completely new, and they'll see life from totally different lenses. That's the beauty of being loved by God and understanding that love, and then allowing that love to change you and shape you. We tend to always make it about our behavior. I need to behave in a certain way. No, it's not about... Sin is missing the mark. God created things to work in a certain way, and we can choose to either go down His path. It's supposed to lead us to the greatest amount of joy in our life, and yet we think somehow it's stripping away our freedom. really it's stripping away our slavery to self-dependence to become more dependent on a loving Father whose desire for us is to walk in freedom. Anyway, God bless y'all. I hope you have an amazing day.